Hey YouTubers, welcome back to a small episode of Small Engine Velocity. I just wanted to give some updates on some of the things I've been doing with the LaFon and kind of some other updates of some other videos that I've done so far to see whether they worked, were they good, were they bad. Actually, I went with Emily on this today, and that's why everything is set up like this. We just did our first daddy-daughter ride, and we drove through the neighborhood. I went over some rules, and I guess I forgot to mention look for stop signs. But we learned, and we were in a neighborhood in a controlled environment. It was safe. But I think riding around with her a little bit will help me get some of the rules of the road in place, so that she can understand a little bit better as time goes on. Anyways, one of the first things I want to update is I installed this right here, the bracket. Now, if you look underneath, there's bolts right here that hold the bracket to the thing, but if you look on the top of this aluminum piece, there's two holes with threaded screws inside of it. Now, yesterday, while I'm riding around, going to the stunt show, apparently I started hearing a zzz sound whenever my suspension would compress, and I was like, oh great, what is it? Next thing I know, my buddy riders pull me over and tell me my license plate fell off. This entire thing fell off. It was hanging by this cord, and apparently it was dragging on my tire. Now, fortunately, when we pulled over, it wasn't that far away, and a police officer had actually pulled over, picked it up, because he saw it fly off and was waiting on the side of the road with my buddy Scout, Be Prolific, where that's his name, Be Prolific, when he drove backwards on the service lane down the freeway to go recover it. I have to tell you, thank you very much for doing that. I didn't want to have to go and get a new license plate and then retire this bike for a little while. But anyways, I put it back on. I went ahead and I used some Loctite, bought some new screws because they all fell off, put some Loctite on, let it dry. Hopefully vibration should not let that fall off anymore. Lesson learned, things that are susceptible to vibration, go ahead and Loctite. Blue Loctite, I mean, it's easy. We're not putting red Loctite. I went ahead and put on some aftermarket levers. These aftermarket levers are awesome. They're adjustable. I can change the depth and the height of it. The right one on the LaFon went on just fine. Perfect. The left side, if you notice, does not look like the stock. I went and bought this bracket from eBay, which is the left clutch bracket for a Grom, an actual Grom bracket. It connects in. I had to, put all this stuff on and reconnect it, and now it works great. Now I can have a little bit of stuntiness going on here, and it's adjustable. So, in order to perform this mod, I had to get a new. This was from a 1415 Grom, because these are 1415 levers. So technically, my bike right now is about 0.5% actual Grom parts. Does it make me cooler? I don't know, but I can say that, and it makes me feel cool. Next. Alright, the next mod that I have done that I did not make a video of, or I actually made a video, but my GoPro was having problems. I replaced this back sprocket with a 34T. The stock one is a 36T. I went down to a 34T to test out my high end. Now, the only difference between this one and the other one is that wherever the screws go, it's recessed, and you can't use those little things that fold up to protect the screws from being turned. It was a little bit difficult disassembling all of this and then putting it back together again, because of you have to line all this stuff up with the slot for the brake, take all this, readjust, redo your chain, redo your chain tension and all that stuff. It was difficult to line up, but I managed to get it. I didn't have any jacks. I didn't have a stand. I didn't have stands for this, so I pretty much just used 2 jack stands for a car and put it on the left and right side of the fork, and it worked out great. The result is a little bit, I'm still trying to figure out whether I like it or not. I took it out on the freeway yesterday, and when I did, I actually was on the freeway because we weren't going to go faster than 60. I was actually on the freeway in 4th gear, and I didn't even realize I was in 4th gear. And then when I looked down, it said 4. I was like, oh, I shifted up, and then, you know, there you go. The engine sounded like it was less stressed, but still, with the 34T, it's easy to get to 35-60. As far as the performance of the 5th gear, it seems a little bit long. If you're fighting wind, like I was doing for a little while, it's a little bit, you're fighting. I'm gonna keep running it for a while to see how I like it. It's obvious that I have a higher top end RPM, because I did get it at one point up to 70 and it wasn't maxed out yet. And when we were riding on the freeway doing 55-60, I felt like I had a lot more to give. Still up in the air. We're gonna figure that one out. Another thing, the video I did with the TT250 for the valve adjustment, and he said that he was having issues with his speed and the performance of the bike, and he couldn't get it past 61. Well, he just did a speed test today, and his max back again with running great performance is 71 again in his 250 TT. So that's good. That's proof that you know, if you do a valve job, or if you do a valve adjustment, that it will work great. As far as the intake goes, now you can't see it, but it's inside of here. The intake sounds wonderful. I still think that I need to jet up a little bit, but I don't want to jet up until I replace this exhaust, which, by the way, I don't know if anyone noticed, I painted this black a long time ago. I was supposed to go get the exhaust, but the dealership mechanic's wife was in the hospital, and I'm glad everything's okay. That turned out okay, but I never got it installed. So I have to go to Florida in a couple of weeks, and then my son's birthday, so, you know, I gotta keep the money in the bank until after all that stuff happens, because we, you know, family first, right? This is still technically just a hobby, even though I do drive it to work all the time. Alright, well, thank you for watching this quick update. Nothing special, just wanted to reach out to everybody and let them know what's been going on with the updates. And I did want to warn everyone about the mod for the tailpipe, for the license plate, that you want to Loctite that stuff so it doesn't come down. I also wanted to update everyone on the rear sprocket and what I did to change the handles, the levers, which I really like the levers. They're much more manageable now. Anyways, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. I hope to see you guys next time. Be sure to start a conversation below, and have a great day.